Okay, this is the Velocity Lab. Answer the two questions at the top of the page, and at the bottom, read the question and write your hypothesis before you begin. Then you can turn to the second page to all the data tables. So for part A, we have two photo gates connected, and the first thing that you have to record next to trial 1 is the distance between the photo gates. So I'll place this meter stick here, and then you should be able to read the distance between the two photo gates and record that in the column that says distance from photo gate A to B. So then the next thing, so your distance goes here. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to record the time from photo gate A to B. So we're going to drop the car down the ramp. And you're going to record those four numbers under time from photo gate A to B. So that number goes right here. Then in the last column you have to calculate the speed. You should know the speed equation. We're going to do the exact same thing for trial 2. It's always important for scientists to repeat a trial to see if their results are reproducible. So again, there's your time. You're going to record that next to trial 2. And we didn't change the distance of the photo gates, so whatever distance you have recorded up here, it's the same here. Your times should also be similar because we didn't change anything. Again, calculate the speed, and then in this third box down here, find the average speed. Okay, part B is a little bit different. In part B, we're going to do instantaneous speed. So I'm going to remove one of the photo gates, and then according to the data table, photo gate A has to be at the 10 centimeter mark, so I moved it there. And then on the timer box, we're going to turn off light B, just have light A on because that's the only photo gate we're using, and then we're going to reset it before we drop the car. So there is your time through photo gate A. On the data table, you would record that right here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to look at the position column, and I'm going to move the photo gate to 20 centimeters, and then we're going to drop the car again. So here is your time for position 20 centimeters. I'm going to move the photo gate to 30, and we're going to repeat the same thing. There is your time for 30 centimeters. I'm going to move the photo gate to 40. There's your time for 40 centimeters. I'm going to move the photo gate to 50 centimeters. I'm going to drop the car again. There is your time for 50 centimeters. I'm going to move the photo gate down to 60. I'm going to drop the car again. There is your time for 60 centimeters. I'm going to move the photo gate down to 70. Drop the car again. There is your time for 70 centimeters. And then our last one is at about 80 centimeters. So there is your final time for 80 centimeters. Now what you have to do is you have to go to the last column and you're going to calculate speed. Speed is distance divided by time. You are not using these position numbers to calculate speed. You're just using the data here. Make sure you do distance divided by time, not time divided by distance. And then record all your answers here. And again, in the very last box, find the average speed. When you're done with all of your calculations, there are 5 questions to answer here. And then step 6 gives you a little instruction on how to complete the graph. So on the last page of the lab, you have to graph your lab data and then answer this question based on your graph.